The Reserve Bank of India or RBI is initiating a new pilot program to introduce polymer currency notes in the country, revisiting an objective that was first explored over a decade ago. In this video, we will discuss in detail about the RBI's polymer trial, and we'll look at how India can transition from the paper-based currency to the plastic-based currency notes. Now, before moving forward, we have to understand that cash is still the king of India's economy. So, despite a decade of digital payment revolutions, post demonetization behavior, and the COVID 19 pandemic, the RBI survey, the recent RBI data, confirms a continued strong household preference for cash. Okay. So, in 2016, there was demonetization. Post that, there was introduction of the UPI, the digital payment revolution in the country. Then there was COVID 19 restrictions that also nudged people towards the digital payments. But despite all these factors, okay, the the small business as well as the households, they to this day they prefer cash. So the digital boom is addictive, but it has not eliminated the analog base, and it has made the physical currency optimization an urgent priority. So what we have seen is that from year on year, there has been a 12% increase in cash circulation in the economy. And as of March 2026, that is the data of the last financial year, the cash circulation in the economy is at a historic high. That is at 41.7 lakh crore rupees is circulating in the economy in form of cash. But what is the hidden cost of this paper cash that we are using? Okay. Now, rupees 52,000, more than 52,000 crore rupees has been spent by the RBI over the last decade on printing the paper currency. Okay. So to print all the paper currency, rupees 52,000, more than rupees 52,000 crore has been spent by the RBI. The capital of RBI is spent on just printing the notes. And 26,000 crore pieces. So the astronomical volume of the notes printed in that same decade has to maintain the supply. So 26,000 crore pieces of the currency has been printed, and that has cost RBI more than 52,000 crore. So if we look at the massive portion of the RBI's total expenditure trapped in the routine production and maintenance of the physical paper notes over the last decades. So 15 to 44%. That is the total percentage of RBI's expenditure on printing as well as maintaining the cash in the economy. So the cotton paper notes that we are using today, they create a perpetual high cost maintenance loop that consumes a disproportionate share of the central bank's capital. So a lot of capital of the RBI is utilized to make this cotton, to print these cotton paper notes, as well as to maintain them, as well as to replace them once they get soiled or once they get torn. Looking at the cash churn ratio, so for every 4 notes supplied into the economy, 3 old notes have to be destroyed. So over last 3 years, 8,270 crore new notes have been injected into the economy. Okay, that is the new paper currency notes we are talking about, more than 8,270 crore. And when these amount of notes are introduced in the economy, some older notes has to be destroyed. So 6,213 crore old notes were removed and destroyed due to the extreme wear and tear from the economy. So if we talk about the entire logistical waste, so the inherent fragility of the 100% cotton paper requires constant logistical churn. So for every 4 new notes that are manufactured by the RBI, that are manufactured, distributed and injected into the economy, 3 must be withdrawn, processed and ultimately destroyed in order to maintain the cash flow in the economy. Now, taking these considerations into mind, in 2012, RBI proposed, okay, there was a proposal that we should move towards the polymer based or the plastic based notes. Okay, so this trial of 2012, okay, that was abandoned. Okay, what happened actually in 2009, in September 2009, RBI invited bids for 100 crore pieces of rupee 10 denomination note. Okay, so rupees 10 notes, RBI invited a bid for rupees 100 crore pieces, and it was aimed for trial across the five diverse climatic zones in the country, that is Kochi, Mysuru, Shimla, Jaipur, and Bhubaneswar. But by 2014-15, this trial was entirely abandoned due to unresolved technical infirmities. Okay. So this trial, which was supposed to start in 2009, that was, it never saw the light of the day. And by 2014-15, this entire initiative, this entire program was abandoned. But in 2026, now recently, RBI is claiming to have an immediate requirement. In July 2026, the BRBNMPL, or the Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited, floated a global tender of rupees 3.4 crore advanced polymer sheets. Okay, so an order has been placed by the Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited, a company of the RBI, okay, an RBI holding company. It has placed a tender for 3.4 crore polymer sheets. And the polymer sheets should feature cutting edge integrated security features as well. So the point of difference between 2012 trial or the 2026 tender is that, unlike the exploratory 2012 trial, the 2026 tender is officially categorized as an immediate requirement. And this is signaling definitive intent to scale bulk purchasing and immediately upon the successful field trials. So it seems that RBI is now desperate. Okay, RBI wants to go forward with the trial, and if the trial is successful, they can integrate these polymer notes, or they can scale up the production of these polymer based currency notes. But India is not the only country that is planning to introduce the polymer based notes. Okay, indeed we are lagging a bit behind the other countries. So the first country in the world to issue the polymer based currency notes was Australia. In 1988, Australia first issued polymer based currency. And if you look at the developed countries, so developed countries like UK, Canada, New Zealand all use the polymer based currency notes. Talking about India's neighboring countries, so Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, all of them also have adopted the polymer based currency. So India is late to this transition. The plastic banknotes are now actively used in over 50 countries, and that has proved that their robust operational viability across highly varied global climates as well as the economic ecosystems. But what's the difference between the cotton based paper that we use to make currency, to print currency, and the polymer sheets? Okay. So the 100% cotton paper that we use today, the base material is 100% cotton, which is renewable but has a low durability. Comparing that with the polymer sheets, these are non-renewable plastic based source. Talking about the durability, okay, so the polymer sheets, they are 2 to 6 times more durable. Their life is 2 to 6 times more than that of the cotton based currency paper. Talking about the unit production cost, so the upfront production cost of the cotton based paper is low. For the polymer, the upfront cost is high. But if we talk about the long term life cycle cost, the long term life cycle cost of the paper based currency is very high, because they get soiled, they get torn really easily, and there is a need for continuous printing and distribution, which increases the overall lifetime cost, and the destruction also adds to the cost. The long term life cycle cost for the polymer sheets is low, because there is a massive reduction in the replacement volume. Okay. There is no frequent need for replacing the old polymer sheet based notes. And talking about the counterfeit vulnerability, so the counterfeiting, the fake notes, the counterfeit note, currency notes in 100% cotton based paper, it's very high. The possibility is very high. The vulnerability is high, because it is the standard medium for the counterfeiters. But the polymers based notes, okay, the vulnerability for counterfeiting is very low, because it requires advanced restricted technology for counterfeiting this polymer based currency. Now, talking about the points of difference in detail. So first is the ecological impact. Okay, what will be the ecological impact of using the polymer based notes as compared to the paper based notes? So the paper based on the 2013 study, the RBI commission study by the TERI, that is the Energy and Resources Institute, that analyzed the total carbon footprint of the currency notes. So the paper notes that we use, we grow cotton. When we print the currency notes, we circulate it in the economy. There is soiling as well as wear and tear of the currency notes, and ultimately they have to be destroyed. There is a complete loss of the embodied energy. But when we make notes of the polymer, okay, we print the notes, we circulate them in the economy. That life is 6 times more than the life of the cotton-based currency paper. And after their end of their life cycle, they can be granulated, recycled, and again they can be used to manufacture certain other plastic items, or we can print notes from it. Okay, other plastic items like the buckets, like the pipes and other things. So the recovered polymer waste at the end of the life actively recycled into compost bins, plumbing fittings, as well as industrial products, granting the non-renewable base material for the sustainable second life. So it is a positive sustainable loop. Talking about the capex versus the capital expenditure versus the operational expenditure trade-off. So if we talk about the paper strategy, there is a constant paper, there is a high operating expenditure. Okay, so for the paper-based currency notes, there is low capital expenditure, but there is high operation expenditure. And talking about the polymer based notes, so polymers have a high capital expenditure, but they have a near zero operational expenditure. So we have to find the sweet spot here. So moving to plastic currency eliminates the crushing operating expenditure of the 4 is to 3 destruction and replacement cycle that we have discussed. The extended 6x lifespan secures the upfront premium for the polymer manufacturing pays for itself, rapidly saving the central bank capital. So overall, a lot of capital, okay, in the form of operational capital will be saved by the Reserve Bank, and that will cover the cost of the higher upfront capital expenditure. And talking about the counterfeiting, so talking about the jump in the counterfeit currency from 2024-25 to 2000 in one financial year 25-26. So 2.17 lakh counterfeited notes were detected in the country in the last financial year. That number jumped to 2.3 lakh pieces in the last financial year. So according to the De La Rue, or which is the supplier of the paper that is used to more than 50 central banks across the world, the vast majority of the illicit counterfeit networks rely exclusively on the standard paper that is used to print the currency notes. Okay. And if we shift to polymer based notes, so introducing polymer establishes an exceptionally high technological barrier to entry, and that will trigger immediate documented drops in the counterfeit rates across the global jurisdiction. So what we can expect is that once the polymer based notes, they will come into market or they will be introduced in the economy, it will be very difficult for the counterfeiters to come up with the fake currency or the counterfeit currency, because the upfront cost will be very high. It will be a barrier to the entry. But there is also a thing that we have to keep in mind, that is the strategic vulnerability or the geopolitics. So shifting to the polymer, okay, transitioning to the polymer forces India to rely on imported specialized plastic sheets. So, because we do not manufacture these plastic sheets, we will be dependent on the other countries, okay, to import these plastic sheets for our own sovereign legal tender. So we will be dependent on the global supply chain. The RBI will be dependent on the global supply chain for printing of the legal tender, that is the currency. Okay. And we have to ensure that we have a firewall in between. Why so? Because of our neighbors like China and Pakistan, okay, which are, uh, RBI is prohibiting the entry of the materials from these countries. So there is a strict prohibition on raw material that is procured from China or Pakistan. The bidding entities must have operations in these nations suitably firewalled from the Indian project. So if any of the entities they are working in China and Pakistan, they should also be shunned out of this entire endeavor. Also, people there is a prohibition on utilizing employees with the origins of past posting in these restricted nations. In this entire enterprise, the people who have origin in Pakistan and China, or they have stayed there, or they have worked for a certain entity there, they are also prohibited from uh, taking part in this entire endeavor. So this tender demonstrates that RBI's prioritization of the national sovereign security over the sheer procurement efficiency. So it's not like that RBI is not taking the country's sovereign security into account. RBI is very much committed for the security of the country. So, and the Pakistan and China, they are effectively blacklisted. Okay. So the transition has to be gradual transition. So the RBI cannot abandon billions in recently localized paper infrastructure overnight. So the introduction of the 3.4 crore polymer sheets is a calculated firewalled pilot project, and this represents the first necessary step towards building an entirely domestic polymer manufacturing capacity. Okay. So we have to ensure the RBI has to ensure that the currency of tomorrow is sovereign and secure as the currency of today, is as secured and as sovereign as the currency that we are using today. Okay. So by shifting to the polymer based currency notes, okay, RBI is trying to hit three targets with one stone. RBI is all taking economic efficiency into account. It is taking ecological sustainability into account, as well as national security. So, talking about the economic efficiency, if we shift towards the polymer-based notes, that will curb the more than 52,000 crore expenditure on continuous paper replacement by the RBI. That will save a lot of capital expenditure of the RBI. Shifting currency from uh, paper-based notes to the currency to the polymer-based notes will uh, shift the currency from the linear destruction model of the to a circular recyclable lifespan. So from destruction, it will now be a virtuous circular cycle. And the national security, the technologically, the polymer-based notes will leapfrog the domestic counterfeiting networks. So the transition to the polymer is not merely a material upgrade, okay, but it's a multi-dimensional public policy, which is also a necessity of the day. The ultimate success depends entirely on managing the geopolitical import firewall that we will keep in place for China and Pakistan, particularly, and other not so friendly countries, as well as meticulously phasing the transition to protect the existing domestic infrastructure. So the execution has to be perfect, okay, so that the people or the economy does not suffer because of it.